All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had one trade today, which was a break-even trade, as you can see on this long. Executions are all in the Discord. I'll pull them up. Just give me 1 sec. So if you guys want to join, link is in the pinned comment. There's the executions right here. And if you guys need a discount link to Alpha Futures, links in the pinned comment as well. I'm going to run through this pretty quick. I wasn't going to film a recap, but I feel like there's this is a pretty good setup in my opinion. Price action was the only problem here, but I'm going to run through it pretty quick for you guys. So coming into market open, we had this initial sell-off. We had this initial dump down. There was a decent setup off this 1 minute gap right here to continue to short down to London low, which is this green line right here. You could have taken that. But other than that, there really wasn't much. Price came down and ended up taking out the Wednesday lunch low. So after we took out the lunch low, at this same time, we took it out on that 9 a.m. candle. As you can see, ES had not taken it out, and it ended up taking it out later. So we had technically a bullish SMT off of the lows. So what I was looking for was at this point was for price to come in and rebalance up into this 15-minute unfilled fair value gap. As you can see right here, we had this massive sell-off. We had initial manipulation to the upside, a sell-off down, and I want to see price come into this 15 and rebalance before either coming down or if we could trade through it and continue up. But regardless, I wanted to see price get rebalanced into that 15-minute gap because it was a higher time frame gap that I figured was going to be rebalanced, right? So from here, I basically was scaling down and kind of looking for a mech reversal. Here's the initial sweep. We end up getting an internal sweep of this low, as you can see. So we end up getting an internal sweep after sweeping out a higher time frame sell side drawn liquidity. And at this point, I was basically looking at this 1 minute right here, this 1 minute inversion. As you can see, we kept holding this gap, and this was my first idea, was to take it off this 1 minute inversion. But as you can see, we just kept rejecting, and multiple rejections off of the inverse is telling me to probably avoid this. So we come up, we get the inversion on this very small inversion right here. We come back in. I initially wanted to enter right here, but we end up just dumping right through. Then I took my actual entry after we got a 30-second inversion. I got a good fill around 573 on this 30-second inversion, which came on this candle right here at 10:08 on this 1 minute candle right here, which ended up giving us a nice CISD. So basically, again, internal sweep of liquidity, S&T off of the lows from Wednesday lunch low. We get a 1 minute inversion, a 30-second inversion to the upside after the 1 minute candle pierced through to the downside. We end up getting that 30-second inversion to the upside. I take a light entry here. I get a pretty good fill as this candle is actually printing. I run my stops below the low right here for about 32 or 33 points. And basically, I was targeting to take out all this low resistance buy side liquidity into this 15-minute gap where I was going to take break even here, and then I was going to run my TP fully up to the CE point or up to this swing high up here. So basically we end up in some drawdown. We get pretty close to our stop. We get a nice recovery. Price comes up, ends up putting in another swing high right here, 1 minute high, and we have all these stacked up highs right here, which is building kind of like trend line liquidity right here. So I'm expecting price to run through this and aggressively push to the upside. So we end up finally getting this push, and basically we take these internal highs out here, and then we end up getting a rejection, and we end up putting in I believe, no, these weren't equal highs, but what I was saying in the VC when we were trading was I said I wanted to see a 1 minute bullish close above those internal highs, and then I would go break even, because otherwise I had a feeling that price would maybe come back to entry and continue up. So as soon as we got this 1 minute bullish close, closing above this wick over here, I went break even after this candle right here at about 10:22, and from there we end up just getting stopped out break even. Price comes down from there. It ends up sweeping out this hourly low we had marked out right here at 25,521. It pulls a nice reversal, and it ends up delivering right into that 15-minute gap, which is what we wanted. We just get manipulated out first, and I wanted to re-enter on this leg, but I wanted to see a retrace into this 2 minute inversion down a little bit more, and then I was probably going to take the re-entry, but we just didn't end up getting it. So just again to recap, we get a sweep of the New York lunch low from the previous day, SMT off the lows, internal sweep on liquidity. We get a 1 minute inversion, and then followed by a 30-second inversion where I take the entry, and we go break even at the internal high, basically a mech model style where you go break even at this internal high. And I was expecting price to just flush through, because if you think about it, if we're closing above these highs, there's really no reason we should really want to pull back. We should just flush to this. It would just make a lot more sense. So we go break even, and then we're taking out break even there, and then price ends up delivering later. So that's it for me, guys. Quick trade recap today. Just figured I'd knock this video out on this reversal style right here. Again, we walk away with a break even. Going into tomorrow, Let's hope we can catch a win to end off the week. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.